Americans have an absolute mountain of credit card debt, 925 billion to be exact. And that's according to the 2023 credit card debt statistics from LendingTree. For most Americans, it's hard to imagine a car without a payment, a home without a mortgage, a student without a loan, or credit without a card. In this system, we've been sold debt as a way of life to the point where we can't imagine life without debt. In this video, I'm going to debunk 5 debt myths. So if you have debt, this video is for you. My name is Yvonne, and the goal of this channel is personal development. So if you want to improve the quality of your life, click the subscribe button to level up. The first debt myth is that debt is a tool that's used to build wealth. Well, debt is a tool. It's more like a knife where it can be used as a tool, but it can also harm you and cut you and stab you in the back. And so debt is very risky. And this myth that the wealthy people use it to build their wealth is actually not true. In fact, the Forbes 400 is a list of the 400 wealthiest people in America based on the Forbes list. And they did a survey and found that 75% of the 400 wealthiest people responded that the way to build wealth is to become and stay debt-free. There's a statistic also in the American Bankruptcy Institute, and they wanted to understand what was the root cause of all these people filing for bankruptcy. And 69% of the bankruptcy filers indicated that the main reason for their being in bankruptcy was credit card debt. Debt is a form of modern day slavery. So if you are living under the bondage of debt, you're really not living a life that is truly a life of freedom of your time, and freedom to have more options in life, really. In fact, it's a spiritual principle that says that the borrower is a slave to the lender. The second debt myth is that you build your credit with a credit card. And I want to add some new perspective here with some statistics, because I think that helps bring things home. There's a statistic with Card Track, and it shows that 60% of people do not pay their credit card balances at the end of the month. So what that means is the average person is rolling in additional balances across the course of their year, and they're accumulating the payments on the interest. And so that is not really setting themselves up for success at all. And maybe if you're one of the select few that does pay off your credit card balance at the end of the month, you might think, hey, I'm doing pretty good and I'm beating the system. Well, actually, they got you, because there's a psychology to credit card and a behavioral psychology that you also have to bring to bear and also keep in mind when you use your credit card. And that is that you will spend, 83% more money when you use a credit card versus if you use cash. So there's there's a psychological nuance to using credit cards. So you've got to be aware of that. I'm sharing this with you to build an awareness that it's more than just paying off your card at the end of the month. It's also knowing that you're actually spending 83% more just because you're using a credit card. So are you really saving? I don't think so. Well, you might say, Yvonne, that's all fine and good, but I get those great rewards. Well, yes, those rewards were what got you into getting the credit card in the first place. I know that happened to me, and that happens to most people. But did you know that MSNBC.com shares that about 90% of people don't even redeem their airline miles. And so what does that tell you? That tells you that a lot of people are just not redeeming those rewards, and they're really not getting the benefits that was shared with them of having the credit card in the first place. So they're really sinking, and they got them hook, line, and sinker, if you will. And that's definitely not where we want to be. That is not setting us up for success. It's actually setting us up for failure. It doesn't matter what angle you look at it, quite frankly. Well, people say build your credit. And let's step back a little bit. What are they talking about here? Well, when people say build your credit, they're talking about a credit score. It's called the FICO score, and the range for that score is about 300 to 850. Let's put the credit score in its place, please. And let's add some new perspective here. The credit score is a debt-based scoring system. The credit score is a debt-based scoring system. That's it. And it's based on 5 debt factors. So it goes across the debt factors. And these are debt payment history. So 35% of that score is on debt payment history. Debt levels, how much debt you have, 30%. Length of debt, how long you've had the debt, 15%. New debt, 10%, and type of debt, 10%. So that's it. That's your credit score. Debt, 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 debt. How much debt do you live your life with is what the credit score is based on. And, let's step back here. This financial system exists in large part because of the interest that you're paying. And this interest is why they stay afloat, why this system stays afloat. And so by design, in order to stay afloat, it's going to create a credit scoring system that encourages debt-based behavior. Okay, it's designed to encourage you to get into and stay in debt. If you don't have any debt, let's say you pay things in cash, you pay your car in cash, your home in cash, and you live a very financially responsible life. You've got a wealth building strategy, everything's looking good. You can have a 0 FICO score because you're not playing in that system. Okay, so I want you to look at it differently. In fact, Dave Ramsey says that the credit score is an I love debt score. So you might ask, okay, Yvonne, well, how do I get a mortgage without a credit score? Because a lot of banks use that, and yes, they do. But there is a way that you can get a loan for your home without one. In fact, there's a name to it. It's called the no credit score or the non-traditional credit process. And is it going to make you do some legwork? Absolutely, okay, because you're going around the system here. So let's be honest, it's not going to be easy, but it is possible. And I definitely wanted to share that with you because if you demonstrate that you can reliably pay your bills on time, you can be able to bypass the lower credit score if you've been responsible with your money. The third debt myth I want to share with you is that you're actually helping your family or friend if you co-sign a loan. That just goes to show how big of a heart you have. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but if you co-sign for your family and friend, you're setting yourself up for failure. Not just yourself, but them too. It's just really doing a disservice to them. Look, if you want to give money, then just give money from your heart as a gift with no strings attached, because co-signing a loan has destroyed and ruined so many relationships, and truly it changes the spiritual dynamic of a relationship. If the bank that loves to give credit, that's really formulated and created and the foundation is based on existing because of debt, they're telling you that this family or friend is not reliable to be able to, or hasn't showcased enough information to make them feel that they should get this debt. And so if you're co-signing, already there's a red flag is what I'm trying to say. Also too, if they don't make their payments on time, each month that they do not make their car payment or their mortgage payment on time that you co-signed on, it's affecting your credit. Your credit is affected based on someone else's behavior. And let's say it goes up to the point where they either have to foreclose or they get their car repossessed. You're not going to be a part of that initial stages of the process. You're at the tails end of the process where now you are responsible for the balance that's owed to close off that loan. There's a spiritual principle that I wanted to share with you that's found in Proverbs 17:18. It says, it's stupid to guarantee someone else's loan. I mean, if that's not clear as day. Debt myth number 4 is that car payments or leasing a car is just a way of life. For the average person, the car payment is the second greatest expense, second to the mortgage or the rent. And the average car payment is about $495. And so what happens is, after the life of the loan, the 5 years are up, chances are you're going to find good reasons for buying a newer car. Maybe the wear and tear of the vehicle and all of these things it form a basis of saying, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and get another car. And then you end up with this type of $500 car payment on average every month for your lifetime. Well, let's step back a little bit and put some perspective here and try to look at this a little differently. If you took that $495 and instead of using it towards your car payment, you actually invest it. If you were to invest it at age 25 till retirement, assuming a 12% interest rate, you can retire as a multimillionaire with $5 million in the bank. Okay, so that's big. And so that begs the question, well, what's the alternative? Well, the alternative is buy a used, reliable car. The average lease of a car is about 14% interest. You know, that's as high as some credit cards. So is it smart that you're paying the interest rate of a credit card for your lease? I don't think so. So at the end of the day, I think it's pretty clear that the best option, really, if you're looking, if you are the type of person that's looking to save money and get out of debt, to really purchase a used, reliable vehicle and take that money and start investing it. The 5th debt myth is debt consolidation helps you save on interest and lower the payment. Well, you know, debt consolidation companies are in business for a reason, and that's to make money. You see, the debt doesn't go away. The reason why the payment feels smaller is because they've lengthened the time of the debt. And quite frankly, you pay much, much more in interest because all through the length of that debt compounded, you're actually paying more in interest. So here's the thing. The problem still remains. And the problem is overspending and not having savings, you know, low savings rate and overspending. That's the problem. The symptom is debt. And in conclusion, what we want to do is really have a wealth building strategy and get our financial literacy and knowledge so that we can enjoy true freedom. And what true freedom looks like is freedom of time and really freedom to have more options in life. And that's available to you as you build wealth and as you get out of and stay out of debt. I've created the Money Mastery program that's designed for women professionals and entrepreneurs that are really looking to get a better financial picture for their life, whether it's saving money or getting out of debt or investing so that you can build real wealth. You are going to experience the peace of mind that comes when you finally have a wealth building strategy and a financial action plan. And really ask yourself how much it's costing you by staying stuck in your life. So if you are ready to invest in yourself, click on the link in the description box below to enroll. I'm I'm really excited also to announce that I just launched my merch boutique shop for inspirational and motivational gifts for yourself, your family, and your friends. Click on the link in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video and want to improve the quality of your life, click on the subscribe button to level up. Oceans of love. Till next time.